Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Breezy. I'm 21 years old and I already feel like I've wasted half of my 20s. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I have been feeling a bit stuck and I know what you're thinking. You're young, you have your whole life to figure out what path you want to be on and where you want to go in life. And although that may be true, I would very much like some sort of path to follow for the time being. The other day, I was writing in my journal about this dilemma I was currently facing, and I wrote down how I'm always coming up with new and exciting ways to reinvent myself, and no matter what I do, there's always something missing, and I just feel incomplete. I wouldn't say I'm feeling like I'm failing in life because, like I said, I'm young and I have my whole life to figure this out, but I definitely am feeling completely lost. So today is the start of my 6-month journey to finding myself, and I know that sounds so cliche, but basically what I'm trying to say is I'm giving my life a very much needed reset. If you're feeling lost or even just a little bit stuck like I am, keep watching because I'm going to be sharing my tips for creating a 6-month plan to becoming the best version of yourself. How are you going to improve your life if you have no idea what's even going wrong? And on top of that, how are you going to improve your life if you continue to lie about something when you clearly know it's not working? Now, with that being said, we're going to start by doing some reflecting. And this is when a little bit of shadow work comes into play. And according to Google, now you might want to fact check me on this, but according to Google, your shadow is essentially a part of your unconscious mind that does not align with your ego or oftentimes your ideal self. This can be hard in the beginning because maybe you don't know or remember why you hesitate when it comes to doing things you love. But it's important to remember that being honest and getting to know yourself and thinking about the things that may have happened in the past that have stopped you from going after your dreams and becoming your ideal self can be very beneficial. And just like anything, in life, practice makes perfect. The more you reflect on what's not working, the more you can work on improving and implementing positive changes into your life. Now that we figured out everything that's not working, we can get clear about everything that we do want. And this can be as easy as just writing down, creating a list of everything that you want, whether you think it's realistic or not, and then reevaluating that list and kind of narrowing it down into maybe 4 or 5 things that you can start with. Some of the areas I'm looking to improve are my creativity, being able to follow my intuition and allowing my brain to come up with its own concepts and ideas instead of relying on the internet to help me think. My physical health, implementing healthy changes like getting adequate sleep, eating less processed foods, and making sure I'm getting some form of movement daily. And then the last one is kind of like grouped together, my mental and my physical health. So I want to learn how to not ignore or suppress my emotions and continue to do shadow work and going to therapy. This is also a good time to remind you that after you set these goals, you should create a system that can help you achieve them. Goals are the end results, and thinking about them can only take you so far, but systems are the routines or actions you take to actually reach those goals and results. So I suggest creating systems that are enjoyable and you wouldn't mind having to do every day for the next couple of months. And remember, you can always go back and change them, but it's good to have a start. Chapter 3 is all about getting in the mindset of the best version of yourself. Think about the way they look, how they think, what they believe in, or what they stand for. Pinterest is really good for this because you can find tons of prompts that have to do with getting to know your ideal self. And I personally have a Notion page dedicated to my ideal self. And so I can refer to that anytime I need it. I also recently watched a video by Fernanda Ramirez where she created a life binder, which is essentially a vision board but for your life. And I actually think this is a really good idea. I've been wanting to do this, but unfortunately my printer is not working. I have the binder, so as soon as I get that working, I'm going to create this. But it's a really fun activity to kind of romanticize this whole process. Other ways you can do this are by creating a simple vision board. So you can go to Pinterest, or you can go on Canva and then save it as your wallpaper, or you can write down affirmations that align with your ideal self. For example, some of the affirmations I would say are: I am abundant, I am intelligent, I attract opportunities, I am resilient, I am creative. And you can also do this by manifesting, which is something I've gotten into this year, and it's actually been pretty fun to script out and envision how I want my life to look like. We've done the shadow work, we've done the reflecting, we've done the manifesting, we've done the goal setting, and now it's time to actually create a plan that we can start implementing into our lives. And so for me, I'm going to be creating a 6-month plan, but you can do this by making a yearly plan. You can do a 3-month plan. You can just kind of customize it to what you need and what fits your lifestyle the best. You can do this by writing down in your notes app or even in a journal. I personally am going to use a Notion page. And the funny thing is, right before this video, I actually was in Notion creating this page. And they gave me an option to have AI write me a 6-month plan, and I was just being curious, okay? So I clicked it, and this is what I got. I probably won't be using this because I want to be able to make it more personalized and, cater it more towards my needs. But I still think this is a great example because you need to be specific and clear about what it is you're going to be doing so that later down the line, you don't have any confusion or misinterpretation. Basically for me, I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to have a headline for each month, and then I'm going to be writing out a description of what I'm going to be focusing on that month, but I'm also going to be putting why it's important for me to do each of these different sections, because I want to be able to come back to it on those days when I'm not feeling very motivated, and I can look at it and read it and remember why this is important to me and why I need to keep going. I think I'm going to be breaking down my 6 months into 3 sections. So like every 2 months, I'm going to do like a group of things. So the first 2 months, month 1 and month 2, I'm going to be focusing on my productivity. So this is things like focusing on healthy habits and building strong routines. For the 3rd and 4th month, I'm going to be focusing on my creativity. So this is basically just, implementing new hobbies and trying new things. For month 5 and 6, I'm going to be doing a lot of healing. So this is going to be my healing girl era, and I'm going to just focus on myself. I'm just going to be focusing on putting myself first and healing my inner child. Of course, I'm going to try to do all of these things within those 3 months. So like I'm going to try to be creative throughout all 6 months. I'm going to try to be productive throughout all 6 months. But I think it's going to be easier if I break it down this way so that I know that if I'm not creative for 2 months, it's okay because I'm focusing on being productive or I'm focusing on healing. The last thing I want to add is that if you decide in a few months or even in just a few days that this plan you created doesn't align with your schedule or doesn't work with what you got going on, then you have the power to change it. Go ahead and change it, because this is supposed to be just something fun and a way to motivate you to get your life together. And remember to celebrate your wins, even if they're very, very small, because you deserve it. And with that being said, I'm going to end today's video right here. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're doing this little journey with me, I hope the next 6 months are just so fun and amazing for you. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.